Just like football doesn't start with a touchdown, a gourmet meal doesn't start with dessert, great sex does not start with an orgasm. Today, we're talking about initiating and foreplay, or as I call it, your starting position and your appetizer. So far, in the How to Score in Sex and Love series, we have talked about how we've redefined sex as pleasure, because that is the most important element. And we've talked about the 3 phases that every relationship goes through. Remember, we start in that honeymoon phase, and then there's the inevitable power struggle. We're navigating the inevitable power struggle as an intimacy team. We are practicing and playing with pleasure, and that's how we're going to get to the love you man phase, right? And my couple, Kevin and Jackie. They love each other. Kevin wants to show Jackie how much he loves her. That's why he reaches out and he grabs her ass. But this makes Jackie defensive. And, Kevin, honey, you're throwing a ball at the back of her head. She's not on the field yet. We're going to learn to take her to that field. Initiate means to start. And an initiation is a secret ritual that gives you access to a private place, like a private club. Intimacy isn't just something you do, it's a place that you go together to share a private moment. As an intimacy team, just like a sports team, you need a ritual that helps you drop the outside world. And I say everything starts with a huddle. The huddle, just like for that sports team, is what separates the outside world from the sanctity of the team. It's what bonds the team and starts their connection. Think about little Joey, the first time he went to Little League practice, and they did a huddle, and they did that, hey ho, go team. It felt awkward for little Joey, but he soon realized the one mind, one body aspect of it, and then he looks forward to it. If Joey were to go huddle with a different team, it would feel awkward. Just like for you, if you huddle with your partner, and then if you were to huddle with somebody else, it would feel awkward because it's so vulnerable. And these huddle sounds, that hut, hut, hey, go team, these are the little cues, the signals that they use on the field during the heat of the action. Understanding these little signals, these cues, these unspoken, this is their secret language. This is how they gain emotional intelligence and physical awareness. And you can't have one without the other. That's how you grow as a team. Quickly, Joe wants to throw the ball to Buddy. They're in the middle of the game and Joe is making that signal like he's going to throw it super hard and long. But he sees Joe sending little He can understand these little signals, and he knows that Joe is saying throw it right here and really soft. Joe doesn't question him and say, are you crazy? No, he gives him exactly what he needs in that moment. That's emotional intelligence. The physical awareness comes from being able to throw that ball, knowing the exact spin to put on it so that Buddy can catch that ball right in the moment. That's why they're practicing emotional intelligence and physical awareness. That's what makes them a great team. Just like Kevin and Jackie, one of them is physical, one of them is emotional. When they learn to play together, they make a perfect team. This huddle is a ritual. This is what you do with your home team. This is how you help your home team get to the love you man phase. Is it going to feel weird to do it together? Yeah, it will. And that's why it works. I remember talking to a couple one time, and I had them on a Zoom call, and I had them huddle together. And then they shared with me that afterwards they thought I was crazy, and they were just playing with the sound all day, making fun of me. Later that night, they went to a class, and someone in their class said, what's with the vibe between you two? Wink, wink. And they came home and they joined my intimacy game plan, because that's exactly it. You don't have to work on it. You need to learn to be weird together. You need to learn to play together. Intimacy is the unspoken understanding in that space between you. And if you practice together, this huddle becomes your secret language. Okay? And now your starting position. Now we have made the connection. Now, your starting position is that huddle and a hero hold. So now when Kevin wants to connect with Jackie, he holds her from behind in what we call a hero hold, and he huddles. Mm-hmm. And they get comfortable being weird together. They take a moment and they attune. They're connecting, being in physical and emotional connection. And that is just the best part. I remember the first time they were in that hero hold and had that connection. And they looked at me and said, "Can we just stay right here?" Yeah, you can. Because it feels safe to let their guard down. Jackie can express herself emotionally. Kevin could express himself physically. He could feel her, literally touch her and feel her expressing herself, leaning into him. And Jackie had had trauma in her past. And having this practice, this hero hold and this huddle, there's a familiarity in it. She can think, oh, right, this is that thing I do with you. And this creates the connection that you can feel, and that's what heals. And with practice, they understand these little cues. They have these tools and these techniques to be able to show up for each other. Another time, Kevin looked at Jackie and he could tell that she was feeling anxious. And instead of trying to talk her out of it or being frustrated, he just took her in a hero hold and he held her. He became her hero. And she felt seen, safe, and understood without having to say a word. We find comfort in rituals, so do this. They started by having a huddle once or twice a day while it felt awkward. And then they moved up to huddling and doing a hero hold. And now Kevin and Jackie, they huddle and they do that hero hold all day long. Kevin is the one who loves it because it brings him right back to center without having to talk, without having to perform. They just come home to their home team. Now that you have your team on the field, you have your starting position, what's next? Foreplay, or as I call it, the appetizer. Kevin used to say, "What do you want? What do you want?" What do you want in the bedroom is like, what do you want in the kitchen? It is literally the sound of boredom. I can tell you what she wants, what he wants, what you want. Well, we all want the same thing. Somebody who knows exactly what we want and who can deliver it hot and ready, like a pizza. We all want that. And because she would be like, I don't know, whatever you want. That's why they end up with the same old thing, doing the same 3 moves over and over again. The problem is the word foreplay. The definition of foreplay is the sexual activity before intercourse. That literally means the sex before the sex. No wonder we're all confused. And we think of foreplay as something that Kevin does to Jackie to get her ready for sex, which is why for Kevin, foreplay feels like a chore. It's something he has to do to get to his favorite part. Kevin doesn't understand foreplay. He doesn't want to do foreplay because he never gets foreplay. He has no idea what he's missing. Think about it. It's like going to a restaurant and saying, okay, are you finished? Are you finished with your meal so that I can have my meal? They're both in a hurry. And of course, you are 2 completely different people with different moods, appetites, and languages. Of course, you're going to have different libidos. The word libido means sexual appetite. Or in our instance, in our intimacy game plan, that means your appetite for pleasure. So of course they have mismatched appetites. They like different things. They want different things. You think you're in the same mood for the same pizza at the exact same time? So now that you've gone to that place together, I want you to have a little appetizer. Appetizer whets your appetite. Jackie thought that she had a low libido because she's never hungry, like at a restaurant, until the food is actually delivered, right? She doesn't do that on purpose. She has what's called responsive desire. She does, a lot of people do. It's very normal for women especially. It's not woo-woo, it's science. As soon as the food comes is when her mouth starts watering. And I'm telling you, saliva is magical stuff. I could write a book about it. Oh, right, I did in my book, The Huddle. We'll talk about that another time. Saliva turns on your glands, your salivary glands, and your sex glands. Your whole body is a sensory pleasure machine. I'm telling you. This is why Kevin can just think about pizza and he's hungry. He's like, hurry, let's get some pizza. But by having a ritual, it turns on Jackie's pleasure machine, and it also slows down Kevin so that he can actually get his head in the game, get his saliva in the game, his tongue, all of him, so that he can actually taste it and enjoy it. And I want you to take turns. And I want you to take your time. I want you to get the pizza that you want and enjoy your pizza. Kevin loves pepperoni. We know that, right? And Jackie likes pineapple. But one time Kevin was like, ew, he yucked her yum. That's why she won't tell him what she wants. That's why a lot of people won't say what they want. What if somebody thinks that what you want is weird? Whatever you want is always weird. But in the intimacy game plan, there is a list of things to try in their foreplay, in their appetizer menu. So Kevin and Jackie tried hair pulling 101. And now you know. So Kevin, you can put it on her menu of pleasure. We all have our guilty pleasures, but the more we share our guilty pleasures, the more pleasure, the less guilt. Does that sound good? Sounds good to me. So your tool is everything starts with a huddle. Your technique is your starting position. That is your hero hold. And then your appetizer is how you find out what makes you go, ooh, together. And that is the best part, is sharing what you love with someone that you love. And the appetizers prepare you for what's next. Because when it comes to food and sex, there's always more. Next is the main course. That is whole body sensual pleasure, and I can't wait to tell you about it. Because as Kevin said, they got more out of these exercises than they did out of years of therapy. And what Jackie said to me was, he commented on my skin. This is what I've always wanted. I get it. Me too. I'm Amy Keller. I've been named the best intimacy coach, and I've created all of this because I became the help that my husband needed, but we couldn't find. Not everything can just be talked about, and pills are not skills. I've merged traditional therapy, tantra, and science, and 20 years of experience helping thousands of people feel the love connection that you can feel that heals. I'm here to share it with you, the tool, the huddle, the techniques, the hero hold. And now you have a new starting position and an appetizer. Turn on your appetite for pleasure. Go. Start playing. Find all of the things that make you go, together. Sound good? Get the game plan. You'll find it for free. There's a download link in the description. You can also talk to me, because having a coach and an intimacy game plan is how you spice things up in the bedroom and in the kitchen. Drop me a comment. I would love to hear your biggest takeaway, or show me some love by leaving me a heart in your favorite color, because I'm Amy Keller, your favorite intimacy coach. Everybody needs an intimacy game plan. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, stay connected to yourself, each other, and me, and I'll see you soon. Sound good?